Hello dear students. So today we will continue the very same exercise, that exercise 11.9, and in the last video we have covered till question number 10, right? So from today onwards we will see the very same exercise from question number 11 onwards. So let me read the first question for the day, that is question number 11. Question says, find the equation of the straight lines which are perpendicular to the line 3x plus 4y minus 7 equals to 0 and are at a distance of 3 units from 2, 3. Okay, so let's try to understand what is the meaning of this. So there's a straight line given to you, alright. So there's a straight line given to you, and what is that straight line? This is 3x plus 4y minus 7 equals to 0. Okay, now there has to be, or you need to find the equation of those lines which are perpendicular to this. Okay, so for example, let me take only one line for example here. Okay, so this is perpendicular to this line, as you can see out here. All right, and the next thing is this perpendicular line has a distance, okay, has a distance of 3 units from 2, 3. Okay, so for example, if this is my 2, 3, then the distance of this from this 2, 3 is given to be how much? It is given to be exactly equals to 3 units, right? So this is given to be 3 units. So we need to find what is the equation of this line. Okay, so first and foremost, we have been given this line and we know that this is perpendicular to this. Okay, so let us write what will be the equation of this. Now equation of any line perpendicular to ax plus by plus c equals to 0 will be bx minus ay plus lambda equals to 0, isn't it? So we have learned that. And what is a here? A is 3, so this becomes my 3. And what is b? B is 4, so that's why here I have to write 4. So this is the equation of this line, and we need to find what is the value of lambda. Is the question clear to you? Okay, so if the question is clear to you, then let's begin. Okay, so this is my question number 11. So let me call this as equation 2. Okay, so we know that this point, okay, the perpendicular distance of 2, 3 to this, that is equation 2, is how much? It is given to be 3, right? So according to question, okay, so according to question, perpendicular distance of 2, 3 to equation 2, okay, to equation 2 is 3. Yes, so that's what is the question say, that is, see here. Okay, so let's make use of perpendicular distance formula. So it says modulus of a x1 is how much? X1 is 2, yes, minus b y1 is how much? Y1 is 3 plus c is how much? C is lambda. Okay, so divided by square root of a square. A is how much? This is 4 square plus b square is minus 3 square equals to how much? This is the perpendicular distance, and this perpendicular distance is equals to 3. Okay, so from here we will calculate what is the value of lambda. So this is 4 into 2 is 8. 8 minus 9 is minus 1. So altogether this is lambda minus 1, and if you calculate this turns out to be 5. Okay, so from here we see that lambda minus 1 is equals to 3 into 5 is 15, right? So there are two values possible, see here carefully. So either lambda minus 1 has to be 15 or lambda minus 1 has to be minus 15, because this modulus means there are two signs possible. One is plus and another is minus. Okay, so that's what is the meaning of modulus. So from here you will get lambda equals to 16, right? And from here you'll get lambda equals to how much? You'll get minus 14. Alright, so let us substitute the value of lambda in equation 2. Okay, so therefore from 2 the required equations are, okay, so first is 4x minus 3y plus lambda, that is lambda is 16, right? So 4x minus 3y plus 16 equals to 0. So this is my first answer, okay, and another is 4x minus 3y. Okay, so instead of lambda another value is minus 14, so we have minus 14 equals to 0. So these are the two lines, which are perpendicular to this, and the perpendicular distance of these two from this particular point is 3. Okay, so you may pause the video to note down. Okay, let's take now question number 12. So question 12 says, find the equations of the lines with slope minus 1, so slope is given, and the perpendicular distance from origin is equal to 5 units. So let's try to understand what is the meaning of this. So let me take, this is my xy coordinate system, okay, so x origin and y axis, okay, and there is a line whose slope is minus 1. Okay, so let me call this line to be having slope equals to minus 1. Okay, now it is said that the perpendicular distance of this line from origin, that is this, is given to be how much? This is given to be equals to 5 units. Alright, so let me call the equation of this, okay, so let me call the equation of this to be ax plus by plus c equals to 0. Okay, and after that what happens? Let's see. Okay, so this is my question number 12. So okay, so let the equation be ax plus by plus c equals to 0, and let me name it as equation 1. Now this is given in general form, right? So its slope, okay, so therefore slope of 1, okay, so let me call this as m, will be equals to how much? It will be minus a by b, isn't it? Right? But we have been given that the slope is how much? Minus 1. So that's why instead of m I am writing minus 1 out here. Okay, so minus 1 is equals to minus a by b. So from here we see that minus and minus gets cancelled, so we have from here a is equals to b. Okay, now let us substitute the value b is equals to a in equation 1. Okay, so from 1 we get ax plus, instead of b I am writing a, so ay plus c equals to 0. Now let me call this as equation 2, and we know that this is the equation of this line again. Okay, fine. Now next thing that is given to us is the perpendicular distance of origin to this line is given to be 5 units. Yes, okay, so given is perpendicular distance of origin is 0 comma 0 to what? To this line. Yes, both lines represent the same, but we have arrived at this from this line itself, isn't it? So that's why I am taking equation 2. Okay, perpendicular distance of 0 0, that is origin to is how much? 5. That's what the question is saying. So therefore can I say that this is, see here, this is my x1 y1. So perpendicular distance to this will be a x1 is how much? It is 0 plus by1, but here what is the value b? B is a, and how much is y1? Instead of y1 I have to write 0 plus c, and instead of c we need to write c itself, right? Whole divided by square root of a square plus b square, right? That is a square plus a square. So this is the perpendicular distance, which is equals to how much? Which is equals to 5 units, right? Okay, so from here this is c here, a into 0 is 0, a into 0 is 0, so 0 plus 0 is 0, so altogether this becomes only modulus of c. All right, So this is how much? So this is equals to 2 times a square is equals to 5. Alright, so from here we have modulus of c. Okay, so modulus of c will be equals to the square root of a square is a, and we don't have square root of 2, so that's why it becomes root 2 into a. Okay, so we have 5 root 2 into a. Alright, fine. So we got the value of c, but it is modulus c. There are two values possible. Okay, so I don't have space here, I'll erase that and I'll write down there. So as I said, either c has to be, how much? C has to be positive, that is 5 root 2a, or c has to be negative, that is minus of 5 root 2a. Okay, so these are the possible values out here. Now let us substitute the value of c in equation 2. Okay, so therefore, okay, so when c is equals to 5 root 2a, then from 2, okay, so let's see what do we get from 2. So from 2 we get ax plus ay, and instead of c I have to write how much? Instead of c I have to write 5 root 2 a equals to 0. Now if you see here, a is common, so if you divide both sides by a, then it becomes a and a gets cancelled, so only x will be left. Similarly from here we have y, and from here we'll get 5 root 2 equals to 0, right? So dividing throughout by a, then I'll arrive at this. So this is one of the equation if c is taken to be this much. Similarly, let us take c equals to this much, okay, and see what do we get. Okay, so okay, so we arrive at this, and again doing the same, that is dividing both sides by a, then we'll arrive at okay, so this is my second equation. So these are the required equations of the line. Okay, so you may pause the video to note down. Okay, let's take question number 13. So question 13 says, find the equations of the two straight lines drawn through the point 0, 1. So the line say, or the sentence means that you need to find the equation of a line which is drawn or which passes through 0, 1, on which the perpendiculars dropped from 2, 2 are each of unit length. What is the meaning of this? Let's try to understand. So you need to find the equation of a line, okay, equation of line or lines. It may be more than one. So this line has to pass through 0, 1. So this is one condition given to you. Okay, and the perpendicular distance, or if I take point 2, 2, right, so they are talking about point 2, 2, isn't it? So from here if I draw a perpendicular, then the length of this has to be unit. Unit means it has to be 1. Okay, so that's all is given to us. So we need to find the equation of this line. We already know the point through which it passes, so basically we need to know what is the slope of this line. Okay, and let me call the slope to be m. Okay, so as we have considered the slope to be m and it passes through 0, 1, then the equation of this particular line can be calculated using this formula. Okay, so let's put the values out here. So we have y minus y1, y1 is 1, m into x minus x1, x1 is 0. So from here if you calculate and make it into a general form, then you will arrive at mx minus y plus 1 equals to 0. Okay, so this is the equation of this line, and let me call this as number 1. Okay, so this is equation number 1. Okay, now the next thing that is given to us is, if I drop a perpendicular from 2, 2, then the length of that perpendicular has to be 1 unit, right? Okay, so therefore according to question, perpendicular distance of 2 comma 2 to equation 1 is 1. That is okay. So here A is m, b is minus 1, c is 1. Okay, so we have a x1 is here 2, right? So m into 2 plus bx, b is minus 1, so minus 1 into how much? y2, yes, so y2 is 2 plus c is how much? C is 1. All right, whole divided by square root of a square plus b square. A square is m square plus b is minus 1 square. Okay, so this is the perpendicular distance and this is equals to 1 unit as per the question. So we have, let's simplify here. So this 2 into m is 2m, so this minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1, so we have 2m minus 1 whole divided by, this is square root of m square plus 1. So this is equals to 1, or in other words I can say that we have modulus of 2m minus 1 is equals to square root of m square plus 1, because m square plus 1 into 1 is this much itself, right? Okay, so we have modulus of 2m minus 1 is equals to square root of m square plus 1. Now I am going to square both sides because I have got square root sign, and you need to remember one thing is, if you square modulus, okay, so you can remove modulus sign after squaring. Okay, so squaring both sides, so as I said, you can remove modulus sign. So we have 2m minus 1 whole square equals to, and this square root sign also vanishes. So from here we get m square plus 1. So from here we will arrive at the quadratic equation because we have got m square, right? So we will find two values for m. Okay, since this is going to be a quadratic equation. How? Let us see. So we have, expand this, put a minus b whole square formula, then you will get okay, so 1 and 1 gets cancelled, so we have, get this m square out here, so this becomes 4m square minus m square, which is 3m square, minus how much is there? 4m equals to 0. So what is common out here? M is common, so we have 3m minus 4 equals to 0. Okay, so we got the two factors out here, so either m must be equals to 0 or 3m minus 4 must be equals to 0. So from here you will get m will be equals to how much? M will be 4 by 3. Okay, so let's substitute the value of m in equation 1. Okay, so when m is equals to 0, from 1, let's see what do we get. So from 1 we get, it is mx, that is 0 into x minus y plus 1 equals to 0. So 0 into x is 0, so from here you will get y is equals to 1. So this is one of the equation we need. Okay, so let us put the another value of m, that is when m is equals to 4 by 3, then from 1. So let's see what do we get from 1. So from 1 we get 4 by 3 x minus y plus 1 equals to 0. Simplify this, multiply both sides by 3, okay, because so you want to get rid of this 3. So multiplying both sides by 3, then you will arrive at 4x minus 3y plus 3 equals to 0. So this is my another equation of the line. Okay, so there are two equations, one is y equals to 1 and another is 4x minus 3y plus 3 equals to 0. Okay, so you may pause the video to note down. Now let's move on to question number 15. The question says, find the points on the line y equals to x which are at a distance of 5 units from the line 4x plus 3y minus 1 equals to 0. Okay, so you need to find, there are two equations given to you. So one of the equation is, okay, so this is my 4x plus 3y minus 1 equals to 0. Okay, so there's one more line and the equation of that line is given to you, y equals to x. Okay, question says find the points on the line y equals to x. Okay, so let me take that point to be this one. So you need to find what is the coordinate of this. Okay, now the perpendicular distance of this point to this line, okay, so let me call this to be perpendicular distance. So this distance has to be equals to how much? 5 units. So that's what the question is saying. So here question is asking find the points, not point. So that's why another point will be somewhere out here. Okay, so if you drop a perpendicular, okay, so this is also going to be 5 units. Okay, so you need to find what is the coordinate of this, you need to find what is the coordinate of this. How to find? Let's try to understand. Now from your junior classes, if I ask you to draw graph for this y equals to x, then what do? So you take a box like this, yes, and you will put the value of x and y, yes, and how much ever is x, the same value is for y as well. So it will be, if I take x equals to 1, then what is the value of y? Y will also be 1. If I take x equals to 5, then the value of y will also turn out to be 5. Similarly, if you take x equals to 3, then the value of y will also turn out to be 3. Then what you used to do is, you used to take your graph paper, you used to plot 1 comma 1. So 1 comma 1 will be somewhere over here. Next, what do? You will take 5 comma 5. So 5 comma 5 will be somewhere over here, for example. Okay, and this is my 3 comma 3. So 3 comma 3. Okay, so let me take this to be 3 comma 3. This is my 5 comma 5. Then what do? You will join it. Yes. So this is my y equals to x. So that's how you did in your junior classes. Now from here we understood one thing. Y equals to x. In this line, every point will have, okay, for example, this is 1 comma 1, this is 3 comma 3, 5 comma 5. So every point on this line will have both abscissa and ordinate equal, isn't it? See here it is 1, here also it is 1, here it is 3, this is also 3, this is 5, this is also 5. So that's why from here I got one conclusion, that every point on this will have abscissa and ordinate equal to each other. Okay, so that's why let me write, this is my question of 15. So let P alpha comma alpha, okay, alpha comma alpha, as I said, both has to be same, yes, okay. So this is my alpha comma alpha on the line y equals to x. Okay, so let P alpha comma alpha be any point on y equals to x. Clear? Okay, now next thing that is given to us is perpendicular distance of this, that is alpha comma alpha, to this is how much? 5. Okay, so the given line is how much? It is 4x plus 3y minus 1 equals to 0. Let me call this as equation 1. Now according to question, perpendicular distance of P alpha comma alpha to 1 is how much? It is given to be 5. Alright, so therefore I can say this is my ax plus by plus c equals to 0. So we have a modulus of a x1. x1 is how much? Alpha plus b is 3, y1 is also alpha, plus c is minus 1 whole divided by a square is 4 square plus b square is 3 square must be equals to 5, right? Okay, so from here we have 4 into alpha is 4 alpha, 3 into alpha is 3 alpha, so 4 alpha plus 3 alpha is 7 alpha, 7 alpha minus 1, and this is as usual going to be 5. So we have from here modulus of 7 alpha minus 1 is 5 into 5 is 25. Okay, so either 7 alpha minus 1 has to be equals to 25 or 7 alpha minus 1 has to be minus 25. Okay, so if this happens, then from here, let's see what is the value of alpha. So from here, this goes over there, becomes 26. So alpha will turn out to be how much? 26 by 7. Okay, and from here, this goes over there, becomes minus 24. So from here, alpha turns out to be minus 24 by 7. So we got two values for alpha. Okay, so one of the point will be alpha comma alpha, that is 26 by 7 comma 26 by 7, and another point. So this is one of the point, and another point will be minus 24 by 7 comma minus 24 by 7. So therefore, okay, so you may pause the video to note down. Okay, so let's take question number 17. So 17 says, find the equation of the line which lies midway between the lines 2x plus 3. Okay, so there are two lines given to you. Okay, so one of the line is 2x plus 3y plus 7 equals to 0. Okay, and another line given to us is 2x plus 3y plus 5 equals to 0. Now let's observe this equation, these equations carefully. So as you can see, or if I ask you to find what is the slope of this, you will say minus a by b, that is minus 2 by 3. Similarly, the slope of this will also turn out to be minus 2 by 3, isn't it? That means slopes are equal means what? These two lines has to be parallel to each other. Okay, so that's why I'm drawing two parallel lines out here, if you see. So this is my one of the line and this is my another line. Okay, so the equation of this is this much and the equation of this is this much. Okay, now you need to find the equation of a line which lies midway between these. That means you need to find the equation of this particular line. Now as these two are parallel, again this also has to be parallel, right? And equation of any line parallel to a given line will be of the form ax plus by plus lambda equals to 0, isn't it? So here since this is lying in the midway, that means the distance between them, okay, so that's distance between them and the distance between them, okay, they has to be equal to each other. Okay, so that's what the question is saying. So basically we need to calculate what is the value of lambda here. Okay, so we have, okay, so as I said, these are the two lines which are parallel to each other. How you have understood that? Okay, so the required line, so here the required means the line which is lying in the midway, okay, is this one. Okay, so we need to find the value of lambda, and from the given condition, okay, from the condition we can see that the distance between, see, this is my 1, this is my 2, okay, and this is my 3, that is the distance between 1 and 3 will be equals to distance between 2 and 3, isn't it? So from the condition, distance between 1 and 3 will be equals to distance between 2 and 3, right? Okay, and distance between parallel lines is given by c modulus of c minus c dash whole divided by a square plus b square, right? So I'm making use of that particular formula. So we have 1 and 3, okay, so we are making use of only these two, so discard this. So let me call this as c and let me call this as c dash. So this becomes modulus of c, c is 7 minus c dash, that is lambda whole divided by a square plus b square. So a is 2, right? So 2 square plus 3 square equals to distance between 2 and 3. So forget about 1. So we have 2 and 3. So let me call this as c and let me call this as c dash. Okay, whichever way if you want to call this as C, that's also fine. Okay, or if you want to call this as C, that's also fine. So let me call this as C. So we have 5 minus lambda whole divided by 2 square plus 3 square. Okay, so as you can clearly see, this and this gets cancelled with each other. Okay, so we have 7 minus lambda. Okay, so or you can say either 7 minus lambda is equals to 5 minus lambda, or 7 minus lambda will be equals to negative of 5 minus lambda. Okay, fine. So from here what can we see is minus lambda and minus lambda gets cancelled. So what do we get from here? So from here 7 is equals to 5. Is this possible? No, right? So this is not possible. Alright, so from here let's see what do we get. So from here we see that this is 7 minus lambda, open up the bracket, so you'll get, yes, okay, so from here calculate the value of lambda. So from here lambda will turn out to be 6, I guess. Okay, so this goes over there, becomes 2 lambda, this comes here, so 7 plus 5 becomes how much? 12. So 2 lambda equals to 12, so that's why lambda turns out to be 6. Okay, so we got the value of lambda, isn't it? So we got the value of lambda. Let's put the value of lambda out here, we'll get the required equation. Okay, so the required line, so this is from this one, that is from 3 is we have 2x plus 3y plus lambda. Lambda is 6 equals to 0. So you may pause the video to note down. Okay, let me take the last question for the day, that's question number 18. Question says, if two sides of a square lie on the lines, so there are two lines given to us, so let me write down those lines. So lines are 5x minus 12y plus 26 equals to 0, and another is 5x minus 12y minus 65 equals to 0. Okay, so these are the two sides of a square. Now clearly if you see here, the slope of this line and the slope of this line both turns out to be same. That means these two sides are what? These two are parallel sides. So that's why I am drawing a square out here. Okay, so I have drawn the square, and this side is represented by this and this side is represented by this. You are asked to find what is the area of this square. Now in order to find area, what is the formula? It is side into side, that is side square, isn't it? And we have to find the length of each side in this case. So here let's take this one. Okay, so this side, we know that this will be perpendicular, so this side represents the distance between this line and this line, isn't it? That is the distance between parallel sides. Okay, so we'll find what is the distance between these two parallel lines, and that will give you side of the square. Okay, and take the square of that, that will give you the area of this particular square. Okay, so let's begin. So this is my question 18. Okay, so as I said, these two are parallel, right? So clearly okay, so as I said, each side will be equals to, from the given condition, each side will be equals to distance between 1 and 2. Okay, so from the condition, each side will be equals to distance between 1 and 2. Yes, 1 and 2. So let's calculate what is the distance between 1 and 2 out here. So distance, this is my C, this is my C dash. So this becomes my 26 minus c dash. C dash is minus 65 whole divided by a square plus b square. A is 5, so 5 square plus b square. B is minus 12 whole square. Let's calculate how much is this. So this is my 26, so this is my minus into minus is plus, so 26 plus 65 is 91. Yes, so 91 divided by 5 square plus 144. Okay, so this is my 25, this is 144. 25 plus 144 is 169. So square root of 169 is 13. Yes, okay, so if you divide 91 by 13, then you will get 7, isn't it? So this turns out to be 7. So each side is equal to how much? 7 units. So therefore, area of the square using the formula is side square, which is 49 square units. Okay, so you may pause the video to note down. Okay, so we have successfully completed our exercise 11.9. Okay, so in the next class we'll have a look at another exercise from straight line chapter. Okay, so I request you to go through the solved examples from this particular exercise. Okay, and please try the rest of the sums which I have not covered, because those sums are pretty easy. All right, so with this we close for the day. Thank you very much.